Hey, welcome to Flashback Monday, where we talk about all the books in this imaginary magazine, Romantic Times Book Review Magazine, that ran from the 80s to the 2016s. And now we're moving forward with the monthly new releases. And hey, welcome to the D. Louise book series. I'm Christina Kristina. This is where we read books, talk about books, no special effects, no theme music, none of that fancy stuff going on here. And I've got my co-host. There she is. Okay? She's situated. She doesn't like this side of the room at all. She wants to be on the other side of the room. But the table doesn't wobble here, and you don't hear that wishy sound over here. Because over there you get the wishy sound because it's a snack table. So this is June 2017. Karen Kingsbury. What's up with you? From the day they met, John and Elizabeth were destined to fall in love. Their whirlwind romance started when they were young college students and lasted nearly 30 years until Elizabeth died of cancer. So when John Baxter is asked to relive his long-ago love story with Elizabeth for his grandson Cole's Heritage Project, he's not sure he can do it. The sadness might simply be too great, but he agrees and allows his heart and soul to go places they haven't gone in decades. Back to the breathless moments and also to the secret heartbreaks that brought John and Elizabeth together. At the same time, the Baxter family friend Cody Coleman is working through a breakup of his complicated relationship with Andy Ellison. He's determined to move on when a chance sighting changes his plans and his heart. Can Cody convince Andy to give their love a second chance? Aww. Now, for this new arrangement, I lost my table. What? What? I gotta take this tag off. I left the tag on the thing. What? There she is. There's Miss Tude. There's Miss Attitude today. I sorry. See, there's no special editing here. If I could figure out how to do the cat cam, one of the people I know has a cat cam. So you can watch their cat while they're doing videos. I have no idea how to do that. I don't have those editing skills. But anyways, Karen Robards, the ultimation, I think. Ultimatum. Ah, there we go. Ultimatum. Growing up, Bianca said Ives knew she was different from all her friends. Instead of playing hopscotch or combing her doll's hair, she studied martial arts with sensor masters and dismantled explosives with their special op retirees. Her father prepped her well to carry on the family business. Now a striking beauty with fierce skills, the prodigy has surpassed the master. She's known as the Guardian, running a multinational firm with her father. She makes a living swindling con men out of money they stole, and she's damn good at it. She does things on her own terms, but her last gig had a little hiccup. If you count $2 million in top secret government documents going missing is little. Her father died on the mission. The thing is, the U.S. government doesn't believe he's really dead. They'll stop at nothing to capture Richard St. Ives, a high-value target and someone who has been on the world's most wanted list for over 2 decades. But if he's dead... Modern Gods, Mick Laird. Nick Laird has won acclaim for his sharp wit, wary humor, and biting insight. He writes, Alison Donnelly has suffered her love, still stuck in the small northern Irish town where she was born, working for her father's real estate agent. She hopes a second marriage will help her get her life back. Her sister Liz, a fiercely independent professor who lives in New York City, is about to return to Ulster for Alison's wedding before heading to an island off the coast of Papua New Guinea to make a TV show about the world's newest religion. Really? Ugh. Oh, bath time. I gotta take this stupid card off. Lethal Lies, Rebecca Zanetti. Revenge is the only thing that will help Anya Bass sleep at night. The serial killer who murdered her sister is on the loose, and Anya will stop at nothing to put him behind bars, even use herself as bait to lure him out of hiding. But she can't do this alone. Private investigator Heath Jones' job is to bring bastards to justice. This time it's personal. He knew the Cooper killing latest victim, so when her sister asks for help, he's all in. But when Anya uses the media to taunt the killer, she exposes Heath's identity, putting them both in jeopardy. Now secrets buried long ago are coming to light, and the forces determined to destroy him are watching Heath's every move. Hmm. Um. I read some of this lady's books. I gotta start. I haven't read this series though. I should read it. Um, Restaurant owner and aspiring novelist Olivia Limiges is happily enjoying her new marriage. Sadly, the same doesn't hold for Laurel, a fellow Bayside book writer. While struggling with demanding job, twin boys, and terminally ill mother-in-law, Laura learns that a perfect marriage is mostly fictional. When she catches her husband fooling around with his mother's hospice nurse, she issues impassioned threats that will later come back to haunt her. Oops. Wolf Hunt, Paige Tyler. Remy Bodo is glad to be back in New Orleans, prowling the French Quarter with his buddies from the Dallas SWAT team. Nola as sultry and tantalizing as he remembers, and so is Trina Bellamy, a beautiful Creole forensic scientist who's also back in town. Remy has kept his distance from women ever since his partner's first love was killed on the job, but his resolution is challenged when he gets close to Triana. Romance, romance, romance. Sarah Morgan, Holiday at the Hamptons. Felicity Knight loves New York, but when she spots her ex-husband in the city, F- Fliss is desperate to escape. He's moved back. Ex-husband, okay. Vet said Carl is back from California to establish his own practices and settle down. When he learns that his ex Fliss is close by, the future is looking a whole lot brighter. So one is looking forward to it and one isn't. Their relationship might have lasted only a few scorching months, but Beth knows Fliss, if she's run away to the Hamptons, is because she still feels their connection, and it's terrified her. He let her go once when he didn't know any better, but not this summer. With the help of his adorable dog Lulu and the sparkling beachside magic, Seth is determined to make Fliss his again. Let's see. French Fred. The Statue of Liberty is 130 years old, and for struggling residents of Hubbard, Ohio, an opportunity to bring reason tourist reason enough for a celebration. Laurel Inwood and her Aunt Sophie are pitching in. Sophie's terminal at the tracks, a former greasy spoon turned charming ethnic eatery, will offer French cuisine for the entire week. For help with their quiche and escargot, the ladies turn to Rachel Rocky Arnoux, a former French chef and friend of Sophie. What looks like a match made in heaven turns rank as quickly as buttermilk on a summer's day. Rocky turns up dead, and when her nightly red wine shows sign of oak, cinnamon, poison, Laurel turns from souffle to sleuth. Okay. A crime of passion fruit. Julie Capshaw is trying to keep her cool as Tort gets set to make its transformation from quaint local confectionery cafe to royal pastry palace. Meanwhile, Jules' estranged husband Carlos is making desperate plea for her to come aboard his cruise ship and dazzle everyone with her signature sweets. She may be skeptical about returning to her former nautical life with Carlos, but Jules can't resist an all-expense-paid trip either. If she only knew that a dead body would find its way onto the itinerary. Now, we've read Sarah Booth Delaney, but we haven't read this series yet. Razor Jones not only sees the dead, but she's caught the ears of living, especially now that she solved her first case. Word of Pluto's snitch, her private investigating agency specializing in the occult, has spread far and wide. It's even come to the notice of Zelda Fitzgerald, the nation's most celebrated flapper, and Zelda's in need of her services. Along with Reginald Protector, her partner in detection, Razor travels to Montgomery, Alabama, where Zelda's friend Camilla has suddenly become prone to violent fits and delusions. Has Camilla gone mad, or has she become possessed? Razor and Reginald soon discover that Camilla is not the only young lady in the area to fall victim to something unnatural. Now it's up to snitches to follow the clues and save Camilla, locked away behind the walls of a formidable Bryce hospital asylum. But the key to her rescue might not lie among the living. It might lie upon the dead. To come clean. Sorry. Uh, excuse me. Okay. My gal pal is back. I gotta figure out how to do a cam thing. Daisy Bumgarden isn't thrilled to be trying to catch a duke's attention while dressed like a flower pot caught in a swarm of butterflies. But after all, when in Rome, or in this case London society, she decidedly disastrous debut among New York's privileged set. The sassy Nevada Spitfire, last chance to marry well, lies across the pond here in England. If she must restrain her free spirit, not to mention her rib cage, so be it. She knows she owes it to her three younger sisters to succeed. Now under a constant tutelage, Daisy appears the perfect Duchess in training until a notorious ladies' man, Lord Ashton Graham, a distraction of the most dangerous kind, glimpses her mischievous smile and feisty nature and attempts to unmask her motives. Daisy has encouraged snakes on the range, but one dressed to the nines in an English drawing room is positively unnerving and madly seductive. Gail Kalin. She's over there. She's over there someplace. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. The last thing Clan Chieftain Duncan Carlyle expects to encounter in the rain-soaked Highlands is Katrina Biddulph, the daughter of the corrupt Earl responsible for the price on his head. Yet Duncan finds himself sheltering the beauty who claims to have lost her memory. Katrina could be the key to stopping her father, but only if Duncan can keep her identity and his dangerously powerful desire to himself. Marry or stop the war. Heartwarming Harlequin, home to stay, Kate James. A missing little boy triggers San Diego Canine Officer Shannon Clemens and her canine search and rescue partner in an instant action. For the rookie cop haunted by a childhood tragedy, bringing Sawyer Evans safely home is more than a job. It's a mission she can't fail. But forging a friendship with the father is a tactical error. And maybe a marriage, too. Serenity Harbor. Computer tech billionaire Bowie Callahan is about to the last person that school teacher Christina Bailey wants to work for. As far as she can see, he's arrogant, entitled, and not up to the task of caring for his young half-brother Milo. But Kat is, especially after it brings up her closer to the goal of adopting an orphan little girl. And as her kindness and patience work wonders with Milo, she realizes there's more to Bo than she ever realized. Some sexiness. The one I've waited for. Now that she's happily married for security, there's nothing Mercedes Crystal won't do to hold on to what she's got. She's not giving going to stand for her husband falling in love with Arizona or Arizona unleashing all kinds of shenanigans to keep him. Devereaux Crystal has the hottest show on television that demands the majority of her time. She's in love with her financially challenged fiancé but is tiring of supporting him. Before she walks down the aisle, Mercedes convinces Devereaux to do a background check on Phoenix. With her mother and sisters at her back, Devereaux is turning betrayal into beneficial options. Interesting. A lady that has been on Flashback Monday quite often. Ellen Hildebrand, the Identicals. Damn thick book. Harper Frost is laid back, easygoing. She likes beer and a shot and wouldn't be caught dead wearing anything fashionable. She's inherited her father's rundown house on Martha's Vineyard, but she can't keep a job, and her latest romantic disaster has the entire island talking. Tabitha Frost is dignified, refined. She prefers a good wine and has inherited the impeccable taste of her mother, the iconic fashion designer Eleanor Roxforth. She's also inherited her mother's questionable parenting skills and a flailing fashion boutique on Nantucket in desperate need of cash infusion. After more than a decade apart, Harper and Tabitha switch islands and lives to save what's left of this spirited family, but the twins quickly discover the secret lies and gossip they thought they'd outrun can travel back to the islands. Seek and Destroy, William C. Dietz. As people fight to survive the aftereffects of more than a dozen meteor strikes, a group of wealthy individuals conspires to rebuild the United States as a corporate entity called the New Confederacy, where the bottom line is law. As a secondary law, civil war rages with families fighting against families on opposite sides. Union Samuel T. Sloan battles to keep the whole country. To help in the fight for unity, Union armored Captain Robin McIntyre and her crew of striker vehicles are sent after the ruthless warlord of warlords, an ex-Green Beret who rules a large swath of the West. But defeating him will be even more difficult than she thought. The warlord is receiving military assistance from Mac's sister and rival Confederate Major Victoria McIntyre. Sibling against sibling. Real life, fictional. Hold on a second. Okay, so Simon R. Green, Moonbreaker. My name is Eddie Jude, aka Shannon Bond. This very secret agent, I'm a dead man walking. I've been poisoned by Dr. DOA. There's no cure, no treatment, no chance of last minute miracle. So all that is left to me and my love, Molly Metcalf, is to track down my killer and stop him before he can murder anyone else. So whether that means fighting a secret army on another world or searching for a forgotten weapon in the Museum of Unattached Oddities, or facing off against Gerald Relics, the unforgiven god, in the hidden heart of the moon for the terribly secret that is Moonraker, I will do whatever it takes while I still can. Moonraker. Ruth Ware, The Lying Game. On a cool June morning, a woman is walking her dog in the idyllic coastal village of Salton along a tidal estuary known as the Reach. Before she can stop him, the dog charges into the water to retrieve what first appears to be a wayward stick, but to her horror it turns out to be something much more sinister. The next morning, three women in and around London, Fatima, Thea, and Isa, received the text they'd always hoped would never come, for the fourth in their formerly inseparable cake that says only, I need you. The four girls were best friends at Salton, a second-rate boarding school near the cliffs of the English Channel. Each different in their own way, the four become inseparable and were notorious for playing the lying game, telling lies at every turn to both fellow boarders and fertility. But their little game had consequences. As the four courage in present day, Salton realizes they shared past was not as safely buried as they once hoped. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. What? 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 you grabbing me for? Hmm? Melody Carlson. Summer under a summer sky. High school art teacher Nicole Anderson is looking forward to a relaxing summer in Savannah, house sitting and managing an art gallery for a family friend. The house is luxurious in a way that only good money could make it, and the gallery promises interesting days in a gorgeous setting. Yet, isn't long before her ideal summer turns into more than she bargained for. A snooty gallery employee who's determined to force her out, a displaced adolescent roosting in the attic, and two of her childhood friends also happen to be brothers, vying for her attention. Ooh. Jill Chavez. Lost and Found Sisters. She's the second chance author. That's what I call her, the second chance author. After losing her sister in a devastating car accident, so Chef Wella is finally giving her life back on track. She appears to have it all: a loving family, a dream job, one of LA's hottest eateries, and a gorgeous boyfriend dying to slip an engagement ring on her finger. So why does she feel so empty inside? Why is there missing pieces? The answer comes when a lawyer tracks down Quinn and reveals a bombshell secret, mysterious inheritance that only she can claim. This shocking revelation washes over Quinn like a tidal wave. Her whole life has been a lie. Impulse Quinn abandons her job, home, and boyfriend, heads up the coast to the small town of Wildstone, California, just a few hours north of Los Angeles. But worlds apart, she doesn't exactly fit in right away. She can't help but be drawn to the town's simple pleasures and the handsome, dark-haired stranger who offers the friendship with no questions asked. Peter James. Need You Dead. Lorna Belling, desperate to escape the marriage from hell, falls for the charms of a man who promises her the earth. But as Lorna soon finds out, life seldom follows the plans you've made. A chance photograph and a client mobile phone changes everything. When the body of a woman is found in Bath, Brighton, Detective Superintendent Roy Grace is called to the scene. At first, it looks like an open and shut case with a clear prime suspect. Then other scenarios begin to present themselves, each of them tantalizing plausible. In a sudden turn of events, to his utter disbelief, the case turns more sinister than Grace could ever imagine. Laurie King, Lockdown. A year ago, Principal Lyndon McDonald arrived at Gordo Opry determined to overturn the school's reputation for truancy, gang violence, and neglect. One of her initiatives is Career Day, bringing together children, teachers, and community presenters in a celebration of future. But there are some in attendance who reject McDonald's bright vision. A principal with a secret, a husband with a murky past, a cop with too many questions, a kid under pressure to prove himself, a girl struggling to escape her mother's history, a young basketball player with an affection for guns. Even the school's janitor has a story. Hmm. Paul Duran. Knife Creek. When game warden Mike Bowditch is asked with shooting invasive feral hogs that are tearing up the forest in his district, he makes a horrific discovery: a dead baby buried in a shallow grave. Even more disturbing evidence suggests that the infant was the child of a young woman who was presumed to have died 4 years earlier, and she disappeared from a group rafting trip. As Bowditch assists the reopened investigation, he begins to suspect that some of his neighbors aren't who they seem to be. Ugh. All right. I have so many of these. They're all the darkest. Yes, ma'am. The darkest promise. Possessed by the demon of misery, Cameo isn't allowed to experience joy. If she dares, her memory is wiped clean. With no other recourse, she sneaks into a land more fantastical than any fairy, determined to find the one man that key to her redemption. Lazarus the Cruel and Unusual rules his kingdom with a single unwavering focus: to build an army and annihilate its enemies. Nothing distracts him until Cameo. He's relentless in his quest to make her smile and seduce her in bed. But if she forgets right away, then you gotta need to fix that first. Alright, these final three are my peeps. They're my peeps. Go check out the videos on all of these books. Well, not the last one because I haven't done it yet. I think. No, I haven't done that yet. Yes, ma'am. We're almost done. Then I gotta make some cookies for the brother. He wants cookies. So, Angelica Risita, Haven't Got a Clue Bookshop, Trisha Miles, and the gang. It's a Booktown mystery. Trisha Miles, mystery bookshop owner and amateur sleuth, is in for a surprise when her ne'er-do-well father John comes to town and promptly becomes a prime suspect in the murder of a woman with whom her own scandalous past. Even Trisha's faith, the old man, is shaken when the Stoneham police break the news that the father is a known conman who has done jail time. But see what happens. Trisha Miles, Angelica Miles, Pixie is the clerk. Jenny Wilson and Mr. Everett married, and oh no, Jenny's the Antonio's wife. Trisha Miles always felt a thrill to host a book signing at a mystery bookshop. Haven't got a clue, especially when it involved favorite author. Tonight, the author is Stephen Richardson, known for writing New York Times and USA best-selling books, and then he ends up dead. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. I know. I know. We just did these. She's one of my new favorite authors. I love Andrea Penrose, Wexford and Sloane, and the twins, the Weasels. I love them. I love them. The Earl of Wexford possessed a brilliant scientific mind, but boredom and pride lead him to reckless behavior. He does not suffer fools gladly, so when pompous, pious Reverend Josiah publicly condemns him for debauchery, Wexford unsheathes his rappery wit and strikes back. As the war of words escalate, London's most popular satirical cartoonist A.J. Quill, Wexford's wife, Sloane, skewers them both, but the clergyman is found slain in the church, his face buried in chemicals with his throat slashed ear to ear, and Wexford finds himself the chief suspect. As an artist in her own right, Charlotte Sloane has secretly slipped into the persona of her late husband, using his nom de plume A.J. Quill. When Wexford discovers her true identity, she fears it will be her undoing, but they end up falling in love and getting married. Sorry, spoiler alert. And we will be doing these. I'm collecting them. It takes the earlier ones are hard to get a hold of. I had them all. And then I gave them all up because I got pissed off in book 10 or 11, and we'll discuss it when I go through it. But the main character is a slut. And at least in female books, they take time to at least get to know the male person. Yeah, he walks into a bar and takes a woman up to bed, doesn't even know her name. But anyway. Indecent Exposure, Stone Barrington. A man about town and mover in the highest echelons, Stone Barrington has always been the subject of interest and gossip, but when he's unwitting thrust into the limelight, he finds himself scrambling to take cover. Before too long, Stone's fending off pesky nuances left and right and making personal arrangements so superfluously it would take a covert operative to unearth them. Unfortunately, Stone soon discovers that these efforts only increase the persistence of the most troublesome pests, and when he runs afoul of particular tenacity lady, he'll be struggling to protect not just his reputation, but his life. And there you have it. My gal pal. I'm sorry. She's sweeping. Hey, so if you could check out the unboxings on Sunday and Eve Dallas on Saturday. Our lieutenant in the New York City Police and Security Department, and her partner Peabody, and her husband Rourke, and Peabody's significant other McNabb, and Feeney, and Mira, and Dr. Dr. Mira, and Whitney, her boss, and Baxter, and Shuhart, and Mavis, and Leonardo, and Nadine, and Trina, and the whole gang. We're spoiling the characters this year. And I've also made a link, D. Louise book series in depth, for all the reviews I did the first time we went through these. Yes, ma'am. What? I gotta make cookies now. And don't forget, today, Flashback Monday. Oh, and Star Trek Voyager recaps on Friday and If Then. If you like this author, then you might like that author. Have a good one.